All right, guys, look what we have here. You guys have seen this on the channel. It's been a while, and pretty much nothing has changed since the last time you guys have seen it. It's kind of been on the back burner for a bit. This is Cole's project. I have it because, well, I moved to this new location and I don't necessarily have a way to plow my snow. So I as well use this because he's got a snow plow. So we gotta fix some things here and there. We gotta put a new battery. We gotta put a battery mount in this thing. Just some other things. It needs a new throttle cable. We need to fix the exhaust. We need to mount the overflow for the radiator. Just some minor things. We're gonna see how it works this winter. Might as well use it. Cole hasn't had much time to finish this project, and we're really just eventually we really kind of just want to put this engine into something else. There was talks of this is a hydrostat, so you can't really utilize the potential of this engine with the hydrostat. So we'd like to find a manual transmission for it, but that's pretty hard to find nowadays. There was talks of putting this into something else that has a manual, and there was somewhat of talks to make our own little bulldozer with it. So I don't know. That's gonna be way down the road. But for now, we're gonna get this thing going. But otherwise, it fires right up. For those that don't know, I don't really know too much about like the engine, but it is a 3-cylinder Kubota engine. The model number is a D1703 and blah 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 KKBXL01 family, whatever any of that means. If you guys know what that means, but yeah. So that's what all that is. All right, so I'm moving this turd out of the way. I'm gonna put this bad boy in this area right here. We'll start working on it. It does fire up, so we have it kind of jerry-rigged. We don't have stuff mounted yet. We kind of lost power to the key switch for some reason, so we have a bypass for the fuel shut-off thingy right here. So yeah, it fires right up. I mean, no hesitation. Oh, yeah. Let's get her moved over there. So I just fixed the throttle cable. So basically, I think Cole used, I don't know if this cable came with the original engine. I think it did. It's just wire. It's just cable running through this hard line. So it's kind of custom. The way that we have it is jerry-rigged. This, depending on how you pull it, there's a little bit of resistance down here. As you can see, that we just have custom slits that hold this on. Well, if you pull on it too much, it just bends it, and it's been coming off. So I think I got it tied pretty good up here where the throttle is, and down here it's pretty good, I think. I adjusted, we kept bottoming out right here, and that was pulling too much on that too, so I cut some more of the gauge off, and I don't know, I'm gonna play with it and see. Really, this should be mounted somewhere a little straighter right here, but there's no frame here to hold that, so that's kind of why it's like that. So we're gonna try that for now. I'll put the plow on real quick. Also gotta mount this coolant reservoir. Right now it's just kind of being bypassed right back into the tank. Really not ideal. So we'll get this mounted somewhere. Probably just gonna, I don't know, maybe we'll just zip tie it somewhere here. And then I'm gonna start mocking up the battery location and running wires. So probably gonna make some sort of bracket right here, with a plate coming out, and we'll hold the battery right there. We'll run some cables back here, get some more weight on the back tire for plowing. It'll work good, because there's plenty of weight on the front. Probably too much weight. Yeah, it's got hydraulic power steering and stuff. So this has a shut-off valve, kind of like right here. It's connected. It connects with the battery and stuff, and the starter. For some reason, there's something going on with the key switch. When you turn the key switch, we're not getting power down to here. So we had this bypass. I'm gonna try to figure that out. And I'm not sure what this wire is for, but Cole's got one right there. I'm not really sure what that's for, actually. Oh man. Anyways, let's keep on trucking. All right, so I think I figured out. So basically,
these wires here got unplugged and we plugged them into something else that wasn't completely right. So I figured out why it won't start. So now you turn the key on, things click. Now the fan's gonna be running all the time. We're gonna change that. I'm gonna put that to a toggle switch. It's probably gonna run way too cold, especially in the winter time. But anyways, it does start. As you can see, I kind of had it running. Shuts off slowly, but I don't know. I wasn't really thinking. This is just how Cole had it rigged, but since I got enough cables now, I'm gonna run the battery cable all the way up to the starter and then run all the cables from the starter to where it needs to be, so I don't have to tape this up and have this touching things. So we're gonna change that, and then I'm gonna wire the fan to the light switch here, so we have just this toggle switch ain't doing anything. So I'm gonna wire the fan to that so we can turn it on and off when need to be. We will eventually, the plan was to put a thermostat on this somewhere, so that fan kicks on when it's supposed to. That's down the line. We gotta figure that out if this stays even like this. So the temp gauge we think is accurate enough, but we'll have to find out. So next step is we're gonna mount the battery to the back of here. So I got these bolts. I'm just gonna build a plate out for the battery to hang out there, and we'll have to see how we'll have to support it. Maybe I can come up here and support it up there. We'll see. But that's the next step, is putting the battery down. I got the impact for that. We can replace this seal here soon. I just gotta get the right socket for that. I thought I had the socket. I don't, so I'm gonna get one here later, but that's the next step. I think it's gonna work good enough. I got it a little bit lower than I planned, but it'll work. And yeah, I don't have any cutting tools, so I just kind of guessed on my angles, and it's just gonna hold the battery. I don't really care how it looks, so I'll probably put a strap around it, but it's really not going anywhere unless we take this off-road. But I just gotta get some bolts. I just gotta get some nuts for the terminals, and yeah, that'll work just good. Now Cole, he actually got a really long ground cable. Honestly, probably didn't really need it. We probably could have just grounded it to the frame here somewhere, and that would have been good enough, but whatever. I just used it because that's what he got. So, and I'm gonna have to get a new tube or a new tire for that, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. All right, guys, so as you can see, we kind of got dumped on, so I really need to get this lawnmower going so I can plow. Now it is it's gonna warm up a little bit later this week, so I just want to try to get the pavement just cleaned off before it gets really sloppy. But yeah, we got about 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches of snow. Up north where I work, has actually got like 8 inches of snow. But hopefully it stays as a base layer for the snow, for snowmobiling. So yeah, that happened. As you can see, we have a new sled, or a new to me sled. It's not what you think. We will not be riding it this season. Well, actually, we might ride it a little bit this season depending on what happens, but this is going to get used as a special project. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned to see what happens with this. I really need to finish the XLT too. I just need to, I'm setting up the suspension on this, and then I can just put it back together. The XLT's about ready to go. All right, first start, cold start. Right Alright, let's try it out.
the mower, the plow diesel tractor thing worked really well. I still have to deal with the battery. I still got to deal with the tire. Still got to deal with that seal, but everything else for the most part good to go. Gonna try to fix the exhaust a little bit. It is actually pretty loud. It seemed like it was maybe just temp meter is accurate. It seemed like it was starting to run a little hot, so I might have to fumble with the coolant a little bit. But yeah, I also want to see if I can adjust the reverse. It is very slow in reverse. Otherwise, worked really well. So can't complain for a cheap method, and we can actually use this for something. But yeah. This was probably a short video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you guys like this type of content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.